Alright, it's been a little while, so I need to reorient myself about what I was doing last time a little bit. But I know that I want to increase the power in general and have more backup systems and everything, so I want to have solar panels, which require copper, electric circuits, and steel plates, which nowadays are suddenly easier to get because I can just set up a chest to order things around instead of trying to figure out how the hell to wire things together. Although, to be honest, I do kind of miss that part of the game. I kind of miss when the go-to way of building stuff used to be that we were going to create crazy treadmills for everything, which I'm still calling treadmills apparently, I just can't stop. I am unstoppable. Alright. So we're all out of purple, but thankfully I've got a big old stack to throw in there, so now all those bases we destroyed are going to jumpstart things again. I guess my research probably stopped, didn't it? Oh yeah, because it requires purple. So when they ran out, it just kind of ran out. But that'll be in progress again real soon here. So let's get one of you guys set up right away. Put you up here next to the power. That's a bad spot. I can set up sideways up here, I guess. Yeah. So we're gonna want a requester chest to feed into you. And you are going to ask for steel and I don't remember. Steel, copper, and electric circuits. Electric circuits, copper. There we go. That'll keep things busy. And you're gonna make solar panels, so congratulations, you're making solar panels. I should probably make modules so I can actually put things in there. Can I even... I haven't even looked into modules very much. Can I make them myself, or do I have to find them? I don't see them listed anywhere. Unless I'm blind, which is often the case. I miss things a lot when I have a giant grid of things to try to look at. Yeah, we're probably fine. Anyway, we're now building solar panels. I'm out of blues. My fast inserters. We'll just make more of those real quick. They'll get done nice and fast, and they'll be so nice to reinforce my inventory with new stuff, because, dear lord, we have a lot of robots in action right now. Which is part of the reason why I want to quickly increase my stock over here. Let's see. Passive, yeah, I'll make a passive provider chest. Let's see, I've kind of overdone things a little bit here. Passive provider chest. And just have an arm sticking right back in there to provide solar panels. So that now I can do... I like putting everything in passive provider chest now, just because if it's not being requested anywhere, it'll just sit there, so it's just like any other chest. But if it's not, but if I do want it, I can request it, and I don't have to worry about whether or not it was set up properly for that. And judging by the fact that this thing's already in action, I guess all three of those components are already being provided for somewhere, so I already set up the provider chest for all those components somewhere. And now we play around with solar panels, which I have no real experience with. I assume their direction doesn't matter. So do I just start putting them down, I wonder? Because I genuinely don't know. Of course, I start setting this up when it's not even daytime to make things extra silly. I should really leave a little bit of space between them. There we go. But mainly so that we can put poles in. Oops. There we go. Power output setup. And this will continue to be increasing over time. And next I'm going to want to set things up so I can store power. Because now that I have more ways of generating it, I'm going to want to be able to store it. So that whenever the things that make things... whenever our power sources die down, we'll hopefully have a way of continuing to power things based on... like, so whenever we have an excess, it's going somewhere. And that's a tool I haven't used yet. Accumulator, energy capacity, yep, that's what we need. And so for that, we need batteries and iron plates. Okay. I might as well just set up another one right here, right? Set you up right here. Ask you to build accumulators. In this one's case, I might limit the pace at which things are being built, perhaps. But it seems like this is probably the best way to handle things, is just throw some more stuff down. Alright, so you're going to create You're gonna get batteries, but way less than that. Let's not take every battery we've ever wanted and just cram in one place. Unfortunately, it's gonna try to do that. I can throw them back into storage though, so it doesn't over accumulate in one place. Other component is iron, which who cares about iron? Just put all the iron in there you want, it's fine. Now the question is, do I even have iron batteries? Oh, yep, there's the batteries. There's the too many batteries. That's too many batteries. Alright. Here's the provider chest. Ooh, okay, hi. Logistics cargo size, bullet damages, shooting speed, bullet damage 6. There's so many freaking options. Laser turret shooting speed, bonus logistics slots. I do like the idea of having more slots because I feel like I run out already. Wait, no. Oh, and this is more cargo size for our robots. Absolutely prioritize that one. That seems like the best thing to get, really. Because that's how you massively increase the efficiency of the individual creatures. Alright. So, sorry if I'm doing anything wrong here, but I'm kind of just winging it with the solar panels because I've never worked with them before. So I'm just giving it a go. There we go. Alright, so these are performing apparently. 60 kilowatts. Can I look at my overall system here? Alright, so we are consuming more than we produce sometimes. So having our capacity go up would be nice. Right now, oh yeah, hey. We almost have 1 megawatt or whatever I think it's called of solar power already. So it's actually not negligible compared to what's going on with our steam engines, which I could also increase in quantity too. I could keep ramping things up in that capacity. Right now our source of coal is going real fast. And some people criticize the system I have there, but you know what? It's getting the job done, and I don't want to spend another extra episode revising her right now. So my weird mess is functional, and our research is going along just fine. It is tempting to increase the number of research facilities I have, just because I could. I wonder if I should do that. Just to keep things going along a little faster, just because it's been a little while. Huh. Anyway, these things continue to build. 6 more solar panels. Some of these guys. Do I just plop these anywhere? I feel like I do, right? They just go next to power sources. Is there even any reason to put them in particular places? I'll try to put them over here because I might be out of the way a bit. You know, put them next to the water. That's safe. That's only a little horrifying, right? Oh, they make loud electric noises that I don't like. Oh well. I'll have to deal. Yep, this is horrifying. Cool. My favorite part is the part where it sounds like everyone in the area is going to die horribly. Alright. Let's look at the power now. Hey! Accumulator capacity. 15 megajoules, apparently. Because each one... Oh yeah, they're all filling up. That'll hopefully help us keep ahead. Consumption and production are tied more or less right now. Just trying to keep upping our system here while more and more ridiculous things get powered in this giant, crazy facility. That's the sort of weird side effect of the current version of the current part of the game, is that once you have robots everywhere, it almost feels like you stop structuring things, and then you just kind of start adding things instead. You just keep adding stuff everywhere. Oh, I'm at risk of creating a dead end here, aren't I? Let's avoid that. Let's see. But yeah, the idea of adding these accumulators is that I should be able to generate power during the day and then store that overnight for consumption, because otherwise we'd run out of power, which would be bad. Because the problem with solar panels is that the good news is they don't require coal, the bad news is their production varies from time to time. Alright, let's take a look at our system now. 1.1 megawatts of power coming from solar panels right now, 22 of them. Our production's a little low, it looks like, but our accumulator capacity is full, which hopefully means that it's helping us keep up with how much we need. I hope. I don't know. I always worry that these meters don't mean what I think they mean. And I think the sun's gonna go down now. Yeah, which means that soon that all these panels are gonna stop. Yep. The amount of power that they create is decreasing. Which means we're gonna be at risk of probably draining our accumulator soon. So I may increase our number of steam engines too. I mean, there's a whole lot more water over here we could just keep adding to. We just need to have the constant ongoing source of coal available to us. Let's see. I have it splitting down over here, but I probably should split it further over here between these two locations instead, because our local coal mining is getting a little silly and pointless at this point. It's not really amounting to a whole lot. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and build more of our whole water processing system so I can set up another one of these along the way. Alright, let's get expanding. I've wiped out some of the walls down here to make space, which the walls kind of only existed in the first place for reasons more related to... Oh no, I need more pipes, don't I? A lot of the walls up here only existed for the purpose of defending things that don't make sense anymore, because now there's towers further down and a whole place down there. Really? Let's see, do I have an extra splitter? Don't think I... Oh, no, I have plenty of splitters. What am I talking about? Alright. Just making an awkward mess again. Whee! Alright, it's actually weird to zoom in that far at this point, isn't it? Alright. So one of our goals is going to create a whole bunch of these little coal devices. Right. So we need to split the pump, because we need to have power going in there, so... Set it up to go in a few different directions here, so we can go right in there. Haven't set up this kind of system for a little while now. Gotta get used to it again, so... Cool, I left exactly room for 7. Oh, that's probably gonna be a problem, actually, because it needs to be able to go underwater. We'll get to that in a moment. Get the boilers in there. There we go. Consider yourself boiled. Alright. Gonna have to create a lot more... Gonna need some underwater pipes. So... While we're at that, we should move this stuff over a little bit. Just to make a little more sense. There we go. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna need to add more. Hopefully I'm getting the right numbers right still. Oh no, is this gonna be a problem? No, I'm sure it won't be. Let's see here. Good to go. Just need to make a lot more coal delivering arms. Made a slight mistake there. Alright. Rotate you around. Get you ready to go right past. And then just get set up for a whole bunch of these big guys. That's not the tank. That's the wrong device to include there. Let's see. I guess we want to hold it back a little bit because we need a little room to put them side by side. Otherwise things get a little awkward. Alright, let's leave one more space. There we go. Oh yeah, nailed it. It's pretty much the right spot. Now I need more pipes again. But we made the coal arms by now, I think. Did I mess up at that? Oh no, I think there's not on my quick bar. There we go. Arms are in place. Now I need to put the pipes in place. And then we just need the power. Then we should basically be all set, right? Come on. There we go. And our power should suddenly skyrocket, right? So our production's not currently full. That's good. Oh, it's going way down. That should be a good sign. We should be all good here, right? You guys are all fueled, I hope? Oh, water's not going through. Whoops. Half of it's not doing anything yet. Boom! Suddenly it all makes sense. And we have all the coal in the world coming down here. That's it, we should be all set. Don't know why this thing's not powered all the way. They must just not have enough water to go through. Yeah, performance is going down, which is supposed to mean that our system is not being fully taxed anymore. There we go. Yeah, my understanding is consumption being maxed out is normal, because it means that we're getting all needs are being met, and that if production's not maxed out, I believe that means that we're making more than we need, and we have accumulators that are where all the energy is stored. Is it the question I need to figure out is whether or not anything's actually going to take, whether anything's going to currently take stuff out of the accumulators, or if it's just going to sit there or not. It's flipping out a little bit, which seems to indicate that stuff's happening every now and then. It's just a little hard to tell, I guess. So I started expanding a little bit. I had the cheeky idea of like, what if we just took these mining facilities that I had already, which are already surrounded by power lines, conveniently enough, and just started replacing them with solar panels for all the ones that already used up the resources and I removed the mine already. For example, this guy down here. Like, look at this guy. He doesn't have any resources to mine anymore. So I just plop over here and go blink. Because it's already powered by the, there's already an attached power line because of the mines anyway. And then I had the idea, well, I got this whole area up here. It's walled off, because the far left and far right are both walled off. So it should be safe unless this game suddenly has water-based enemies. So what's stopping me from just going ha 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 ha? Just double space them a little bit to leave room for the power lines, which I'll have to add at some point. But like, hey, this is one way to deal with my power problems. By deleting them forever. Get out of here, trees, we don't need you. Alright. This is probably silly, but I don't care. So I'm doing this. So, if you ever wanted me to use... Oops, those are the... forgot to skip one. There we go. If you've been wanting me to use freaking solar power, hello. It's here. It happened. It's a miracle. Ta-da! I messed up at evenly spacing them again, didn't I? Dang it. I don't know what's wrong with my brain. It's failing me. There we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Just preemptively put these here for future solar panels that I'll cram in there. I did go and set up my, here, I'll create a few connections just in case I accidentally interrupt them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can actually place them correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, based on where the next... As I expand the solar panels down, they may not line up with those ones down there properly, but power is probably up there. Oh yeah. And I have 120 megajoules. I think that's the unit said there from accumulators. Because I started just plopping them down all over the place down there in some of the corners. They just kind of exist, so I'm just putting them down. So I think it's finally safe to go ahead and deal with that. So I want to cut down my pollution now, because now I have freaking burner drills again. I want to have as few burner anythings on my map as I can. Some people like burners because they can be self-proficient and they can be independent of your power system. But I feel like having the fact that I now have 2 different sources of power and accumulators to help compensate for any outages that happen makes me think I can get away with avoiding that situation. And I'd like to avoid burners as much as I can because they increase our pollution. So I would very much like to create a bunch of electric drills and redo the system over there so that our source of coal is now covered that way. And we're also going to ramp up our defenses, I think, in case somebody ever actually comes after us in that direction. Alright, so I realized that we had a problem with green circuits, and I have space problems here, so it's been a mess. So I rerouted copper to go down through this bottom area instead, just to clear out one of its source lines there. And that gave me a little bit more space, so I put in 3 more assembling machines for the copper wires. And they're just feeding into provider chests, because at this point, trying to fix these tracks here without just tearing it all up again is a mess. And that's led to a situation where this thing is being totally fed full of copper wires non-stop from these chests, and just dumped onto this track to our 4 assembling machines that are making circuits, which has finally taken us to the point where this thing is totally full of circuits and the track is totally full of circuits. So, funnily enough, the big throughput problem for me was actually the wires themselves. And that's resolved, and I'm happy to have it overproducing and backed up, because that means that I don't have to deal with it anymore. And that means that these are all being fed in here, and that'll help us with our red circuits, which will help us with our blue science, because our blue science was no longer producing, which is holding back our entire discovery system. But now we have a new problem. Because now we have all these things. Yay! We don't have plastic, which means my system back here is being blocked up again. So inevitably the question's going to be, what's going on here? So usually it means my stuff's full again, which means I need to, honestly I probably need to just figure out what I want to process these things into that's not what it is right now. Yep. Our tanks that feed into our... So this is plastic bars, it requires petroleum gas. Petroleum gas comes from processing, and processing is not going anywhere because we're not getting any more basic... We're full up on crude oil because the heavy oil's not going anywhere. It looks light oil's not going anywhere, I guess. Is that the light oil? That's the light oil. The oil that's full. I don't yet have a reason to process it yet, as far as I know. So what I'm gonna do is just try to create more storage tanks, I guess. At some point, we'll have something to do with all this crazy stuff I have stacked up at this point. But for now, I just need things to keep moving. And we can find out what I'll do with that stuff later. Come on, tanks. I need my plastic. Oops, I accidentally just canceled the build. There we go. Someone's probably shouting at the screen like, you use it for this! But right now I don't exactly have a specific purpose for these different types of oils. I'm just trying to keep storing them so we can continue to produce. Are we back to producing? Good. That means we'll be back to making... Bam! We now have... plastic providing again. And this should bring back our production of our red circuits, which will bring back our production of blue science, which is good for me. Right, quick update on the power system, by the way. Here's my nightmare I've crafted. And it is completely backed up because it's mining an absurd amount of coal. But I never have to look at it ever for a very long time. Because every goddamn square inch of this place is going to be a source of coal. And we'll never have... We should never run out of coal. And this is dumb. It doesn't even make sense to build this much, probably. But whatever. I'm just kind of increasing the scale of everything bit by bit, while we get ready to build on to the next things altogether. Which I kind of have to figure out what that is. That is one thing. I always do have a little trouble figuring out, like, what am I trying to build next? What's the next big project? Right, one of my big goals was that I wanted to destroy those nests. So I wanted to build explosives so I could work on shells. Explosives is here, it requires sulfur, coal, and water. I have a source of sulfur, so I just need to combine that with coal and water, basically. Which shouldn't be too tough, I just need to hook it up to one of these hoses, for example. And you make it in a chemical plant. That's a refinery. Do I have a chemical plant? Oh no, I might not have one on me right now. Ploop. Build for me. Oh, that's not going to take too long at least. Let's see. We'll start planning for the water part. Let's grab some of this water and smack it underground. Maybe a little more like that. There we go. It's so nice just having all these guys just go running towards me whenever I want stuff. Alright, so there's our source of water. Should I just plop this chemical plant awkwardly in the middle of this room? And just regret it? Let's see. Oh, right, power. There we go. I really didn't put that in a place where I could continue on properly, huh? Okay, so I think I'm just going to awkwardly put the plant somewhere up here. There's a little bit more mobility around it. We're going to tell you to make explosives, which requires sulfur, coal, water. Alright, well, some of these things are easy. Water done. Just move our power sources a bit, just to make sure they're still good. Extend our coal source just a little further. Set up a fast inserter. Why am I using a normal inserter there? There we go. I haven't used fast inserters anywhere in a while. Freaking... Come on, get with the times, buddy. Yeah, slam it. Look violent with your freaking inserting. Go, go, go. Don't know if there's any throughput problems there, but I'm just gonna ignore them for now. Ooh, convenient. I didn't even plan that, but there's a coal source right there, so I don't even have to figure out a new one. And so we have explosives, which I assume come out as physical objects. I assume. So we're gonna have those plop right into a passive provider chest. So now we have a source of explosives. Now we just need to work on shells now. Cannon shell, explosive cannon shell. Might as well just jump right to explosive, right? Plastic and steel. What's the difference between these things? 4 steel, 2 plastic, 1 explosive, 4 explosives. It requires more explosives per shell for the explosive cannon shell, but otherwise we're good. Even the rocket doesn't cost that much. Oh, the rocket's probably for the rocket launcher, not the cannon shell. I'd rather stick with the... I think I'd rather stick with the shell. See, oh, 150 physical, 80 explosion. Okay, I'm building these for the purpose of taking out those big worms, so going after this one instead is probably a better idea because it does 150 direct damage while this one only does 30. Well, this one does an explosion, but I don't know if I want to set up for AoE necessarily. So let's try to go after cannon shells then. Okay, that requires steel plate, plastic bar, and explosives. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up another little factory over here. I'm kind of just plopping these down wherever at this point. Which feels so wrong. It feels so wrong. Anyway, I should really put this right here actually. There we go. Just makes sense to put it right there. Let's see. So we have a source of explosives feeding directly into it. We're going to build cannon shells. I'm going to limit to 1 stack. I don't know how many fit in a stack. We'll find that out, I guess. Alright, so then we need a requester chest with an arm feeding in. And this requester chest is going to need plastic and steel. We'll try not to overdo it too much. Say 50 plastic. I'm happy to go overboard on steel because we usually don't need that much we're usually drowning in steel basically. And power. And soon a horrifying train of drones will find its way over here. Yep, there's the steel, I'm sure. You can see them coming over from there on the far right. This whole place is such a mess. I will say on some level I think I might have preferred the game a little bit more back when I was doing tracks. Even though my tracks are half the reason why everything's a mess right now. The drones are cool, but they kind of take out the organization part. Because now it's like, alright, what am I building next? Alright, I need these things for it. And then just say what I need and we're good to go. But I do need to upgrade my plastic production, I think. Yeah, I only have 2 plastic in this chest right now, so... Let's see... Probably gonna want to try to find another source of petroleum gas. Yeah. Let's see, do we have more petroleum happening down here? There's some happening here. But it's going into sulfur. What's wrong with the sulfur right now? It requires more petroleum gas. So yeah, no, definitely don't want to cut back on that. So right now we're underproducing on... Yeah, we're unfortunately underproducing on sulfur, which is a bummer. We made a bunch of explosives, but then we ran out of all of our petroleum. Okay. So I guess one question is there any way to turn... Is there any way to get petroleum gas out of the light and heavy oils, for example? Here's what I was missing. Advanced oil processing lets you split light oil into petroleum gas, and split heavy oil into light oil, which significantly increased my plastic production. So yes, let's work on that.